Blog Talk Radio.
But we are making a stand, and we're waking everybody up that 9/11 was an inside job. And you are the minority. You are the cowards who don't know the truth. You're the people that serve this evil system. You're the people that serve a system that hurts innocent men, women, and children, not just Iraqis, not just Afghans, not just Africans, but the people right here in this nation. You serve a new world order that attacks and feeds on you. And I'm here to tell you that you will be defeated. Your hours are numbered. We've got the energy. We've got the life force. All you've got is evil backing you up. All you've got is greed and liking to look at yourself in the mirror. Because deep down, the New World Order is a pot-bellied, chicken-necked ninny. And all the armor and all the weapons are nothing. You are nothing compared to good. You are nothing compared to life. And you will be defeated. I want the individuals out there, I want free humanity to turn themselves loose, to cut the chains loose, and to use the end of that chain to slap the New World Order right upside the head. You've got the power. You want to know who can defeat the New World Order? It is you. You're the individuals that are going to be able to defeat this system. You're the individuals that are going to be able to take down the New World Order. It doesn't matter if Ron Paul wins. It doesn't matter if they rig the election. What matters is that we're starting to stand up. We're starting to move. We're starting to find our legs. We're starting to build our muscle. We're starting to realize that we do have power, and we can work together, and we can take action, and that the naysayers are a pack of weak liars who have never had any successes in their life and who are upset and frustrated to see us beginning to have victories against tyranny. They don't have any respect for themselves. They don't have any vision, and they don't have any will. And they sure don't have any of the power that shines out of God's soul and energizes all life in the universe. They have wed themselves to death. And they will crumble, and they will fall, and for eternity, we wed ourselves to life, and to everything good, and everything that flows from.
That's what it should be, the flat line here. Well, as I always like to say, I know John Doe likes when I always say that. He says, well, you try to get 10 people to meet at Burger King for a cup of coffee, you can't. And as I can see, most of the people are on no-show tonight, on no-show. So, as usual, that's what we get. Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change, nothing. Even if people took charge, like Dan was talking about, you need a leader, you need someone to take charge. Even if someone took charge, they would be runaway scared. They'd set them up so you get jammed up or something, you know? It's not worth it. It really isn't. Nothing's worth it anymore. Give them a few more minutes here to show up. But this is what we got, folks. This is what we got. You know, I was talking about something stupid like Disney World. I'd have the phone lines would be jammed.
During the American Revolution, the active forces in the field against the king's tyranny never amounted to more than 3% of the colonists. They were in turn actively supported by perhaps 10% of the population. In addition to these revolutionaries were perhaps another 20% who favored their cause but did little to nothing to support it. Another one-third of the population sided with the king. By the end of the war, there were actually more Americans fighting for the king than there were in the field against him. And the final third, they took no side and blew with the wind and took what came. Three percenters today do not claim that we represent 3% of the American people, although we might. That theory has not yet been tested. We do claim that we represent at least 3% of American gun owners, which is still a healthy number, somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 million people. History, for good or ill, is made by determined minorities. We are one such minority. So too are the current enemies of the Founders' Republic. What remains, then, is the test of will and skill to determine who will shape the future of our nation. The 3% today are gun owners who will not disarm, will not compromise, and will no longer back up at the passage of the next Gun Control Act. 3%ers today say quite explicitly that we will not obey any further circumscription of our traditional liberties and will defend ourselves if attacked. We intend to maintain our God-given natural rights to liberty and property, and that means most especially the right to keep and bear arms. Thus, we are committed to the restoration of the Founders' Republic and are willing to fight, die, and if forced by any would-be oppressor, to kill in the defense of ourselves and the Constitution that we took an oath to uphold against enemies, foreign and domestic. We are the people that the collectivists who now control the government should leave alone if they wish to continue unfettered oxygen consumption. We are the 3%. Attempt to further oppress us at your peril. To be bluntly, leave us the hell alone. Or, if you feel froggy, go ahead and watch what happens.
Ready, here we go. Okay, well, as you know, we're going to do the live at 5 here, and that's what we're going to do. Hang on a second here. I've got somebody knocking at my door. Give me about 30 seconds here. I'll be right back with you. All right, hang on, I'm going to play this here real quick.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic processes. We should take nothing for granted. Only an alert and knowledgeable citizenry can compel the proper meshing of the huge industrial and military machinery of defense with our peaceful methods and goals, so that security and liberty may prosper together.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society, and we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweighed the dangers which are cited to justify it. Even today, there is little value in opposing the threat of a closed society by imitating its arbitrary restrictions. Even today, there is little value in ensuring the survival of our nation if our traditions do not survive with it. And there is very grave danger that an announced need for increased security will be seized upon by those anxious to expand its meaning to the very limits of official censorship and concealment. That I do not intend to permit to the extent that it's in my control.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. We have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
George Bush has invoked a new world order without enunciating a new American purpose. Bush said, and it's a phrase that I often use myself, that we needed a new world order, and instead it looks like we got a lot of disorder.
Today we take an essential step in defeating terrorism while protecting the constitutional rights of all Americans. Preventing mass terror will be the responsibilities of presidents far into the future.
The Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. These are not simply words written into aging parchment. They are the foundation of liberty and justice in this country.
This is an ideological battle. Some people believe in globalism, others of us believe in national sovereignty. It's a contest between ideologies, whether we believe in our institutions here, our national sovereignty, our Constitution, or are we going to further move in the direction of international government? It's just knowledge is out there. If we look for it, you'll realize that our national sovereignty is under threat.
Okay, here we go.
All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
All right, you can never plan anything properly. You just can't. For 6 hours, I'm sitting here with nobody bothering me, nothing to do. As soon as I start the show live, all the chaos has to erupt. Knocking at my door, people calling me, text messaging me. It's like... And nothing can ever turn out the way you plan. You can't keep plans. You can't have any type of direction to do. There's always somebody harassing you and bothering you, trying to scam you, take your money, calling you and bothering you. And it just doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop. It's like these telemarketers. They don't stop. They just keep calling and calling, trying to rip me off. I swear it's like a program or something, like they're out to get you. I just don't understand. It's like Blog Talk Radio. You schedule a guest, you schedule a big show, bam, it's down. It don't work. I'm surprised it's working right now. But anyway, okay, let's see here. Oh, and then I pulled my back out, man. So that's a whole another story there. But I yanked my back out, man, the other day, and it's been killing me. It's been getting worse. I don't know what's going on. And then that scares me right there, because I don't like that. Last year it was my shoulder, now it's my back, and I can't. My body. It's one thing I've tried to always was nervous about in my life. Where you start getting older. That's why I always was somebody that believed in going to the gym and staying in shape the best way. And I'm a serious weightlifter. People warn me, you shouldn't be lifting heavy weight, but I don't think that's the problem. I think it's the food we eat. I really do. I think they're poisoning us somehow, some way. I don't take vaccinations or any type of shots or anything like that. So anyway, should be getting underway here in about a minute or two. Waiting on a couple people to try to call. Hang on a second. Okay, let me play one more here, and then we'll get these people connected. All right, here, I'll see. We'll get this one wound up here. Apologize to everybody out there.
As the 21st century began, human evolution was at a turning point. Natural selection, the process by which the strongest, the smartest, the fastest reproduced in greater numbers than the rest, A process which had once favored the noblest traits of man now began to favor different traits. Most science fiction of the day predicted a future that was more civilized and more intelligent. But as time went on, things seemed to be heading in the opposite direction, a dumbing down.
Harvard researchers have found children who live in high fluoride areas have significantly lower IQs.
Enjoy your extra big-ass fry.
Researchers found members of Congress, on average, speak at a 10th grade level. Most Americans read at an 8th or 9th grade level.
Look, now, I'll talk slow so as you can understand me.
It was just a few thousand years ago that our ancestors were using primitive grunts to communicate.
Hillary's a good leader. I trust Hillary. Hillary is a good leader.
I stand here as a freed slave.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Mankind became stupider at a frightening rate.
You're a white man.
You want to know what I found out? Most of England speaks Americanish.
I don't feel no ways tired.
I believe that our education, like such as South Africa and Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help South Africa.
What does that mean?
Mercury-containing vaccines may help, not harm kids, according to 2 new studies in the journal Pediatrics.
We now go live to Violence Channel correspondent for Micah Davis at the...
All right, everybody. All right, apologize. I was just talking about how people just stop by your house. I got somebody from out of state comes by and stops by right when I start the show. I take my shows very seriously, so they got to wait. You should have called. You should have left a message. You just don't pop up at my house. Man, unbelievable, man. You just don't show up. I'm here. Hi, how you doing? Like people. What's wrong with people today? What's wrong with people? They can't. I would never do that to somebody. You just show up at somebody at their house. Just show up. Like you're supposed to drop what you. I can understand like if it's an emergency or something, if somebody broke down or something like along those lines. But it's insane. It's insane. Anyway, I got some stuff here lined up here. We're supposed to be calling our representatives here. So let me get that underway here. Now, I had a couple people that were supposed to be joining me here tonight, too, on the phone line. They're not here. They're not here because they're supposed to be because we have some questions to ask. And for one thing is we were going to ask about, for instance, why it's not being brought up about the citizenship. They're going to come knocking on my door again. The citizenship of Kamala Harris. And how could she be running for president? Or, hang on. Don't believe this. How's she getting that? Well, anyway. Unbelievable, man. Anyway, how she could be running for president when she's not a natural-born citizen of the United States. And I did some research on this, actually, this past week. And what Sarge did bring up is absolutely 100% accurate, is that that case was never decided. I can't pronounce the name, the Guanlin Guancom or something versus the United States, 1898. And that's actually true. But it's, again, it should have been brought up when. Why didn't anyone I never heard this. Why didn't they bring it up with the VP thing, or when she was running as the nominee? I was calling her office, her senator's office there in California, I remember when she was running for the nomination. And nobody ever brought this up. How come nobody ever brought this up? Because that's a big issue. I just don't understand. So, anyway, let's see. I got some numbers here lined up, so let's do that. I could start off doing it on my own. But I don't know what issue I really want to attack here first. I want to do the natural-born citizen, but the other people that were going to attack it with me aren't here. So I want to bring up, we could bring up a couple other issues here that I've got documented here written down. I'm just like, my mind is like a maze right now because I'm distracted. And all day, like I said, I've been in my little office here doing my thing all day. Not one person bothered me, really. And then, bam, as soon as the show started, it was like, boop, 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 boop. My phone started ringing, boop, 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 knocking on the door. And, boop, you know, it's like, what the hell? And then, like, I was doing some, I sell DVDs on the side, classic cartoons, classic movies and stuff for some extra money. And I had a DVD yesterday. It was Tales of Wizard of Oz, Volume 1 and 2. I had it forever sitting on my shelf here, you know, and all wrapped up, sealed up, ready to go. And I said, this thing hasn't sold. I take it off the shelf, I unwrap it, and I slap it in the DVD player just to play it, you know, because I was bored. And somebody bought it today. So, I can't sell it to them new because it's not new. I opened it up. You know, it's just like, well, how does this happen? How does crap like this happen? You know, I mean, has this ever happened to anybody out there, or is it just me? And then now my book, Behind the Walls, by Joel Hodgson, Amazon has sent me a notice. They're going to take my book off of Amazon, saying there's a dispute with I guess somebody's making a dispute or something. They're trying to make claims that it's not my book. It's about me, about my life. What are you talking about? You know, so they're saying that I don't have any copyright claims to it, Amazon. And you can't get a hold of anybody at Amazon, you know, so they're going to remove my book. You know, what the hell? It's been up there for 14 years for sale on Amazon. Now they want to take it off. So something's going on here. I believe I'm being attacked. I believe something's going on. It could be demonic, spiritual, some kind of spiritual thing, or it could just be people out there that are coming after me. I mean, I don't know. It could be a phase in my life. I just don't know. But all these things are coming this past year at many problems on the internet. Facebook, Blog Talk Radio kicked me off there for a little while, remember? So it seems like I'm being harassed and I'm being targeted, and things are just aren't, you know, and it's just not looking good. I mean, they're coming at me from all different angles here, and it's affecting me financially, it's affecting me emotionally, it's affecting me physically. So, you know, this is bad. I mean, there's lots of other things going on too, and I'm trying to stay strong here and keep up the good fight. But you know, it just seems like there's a team out there that's trying to bring me down. You know, one way or another, somehow, some way, some shape, form. I don't know, and I can't figure it out. I'm trying to focus on it and figure it out and try to analyze it and trying to fight back, and I can't fight because I'm punching ghosts. I can't, you know, there's nothing there, so I don't know what I'm fighting. So, and that's the worst if you don't know your enemy, you know. So it's a lot of crap's going on out there. And if you're listening out there, one of you sons of bitches, bastards that are coming after me, I'm going to let you know right now. It's going to take a lot more of you. It's going to take a lot more time, and you have to put a lot more energy into it because you're not going to knock me down. I'm going to tell you that right now. You're not going to knock me down and win. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. Right now, this second, you could take this. You beat me with your hands, I'll come at you with a knife. You beat me with a knife, I'll come at you with a gun. You beat me with a gun, I'm going to keep coming and keep coming and keep coming, okay? Don't you ever think that you could take me out, and don't ever underestimate me. I'm not saying I'm the biggest and badass in the world, but I'm going to tell you right now, I will never give up the fight for this republic, for what's good, for my God in heaven. I will never give in to Satan, evil, no way, never, 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 never. Okay? It's never going to happen. You'll never get me living on my knees. All right? So if you're listening out there, you sons of bitches, that's exactly what you are. You're nothing. You're bottom-dwelling, basement-dwelling losers that sit in front of a keyboard all day and hide. You've got no courage. You've got no way to fight, and you're cowards. You're weak, and you're pathetic. That's what you are. All right? And I want you to understand that very clearly. Federal Reserve, whatever you are, whoever's coming after me, whoever's trying to make my life miserable, you just keep right on doing it, because you know what you're going to do in the end? You're going to make me stronger, okay? Much stronger. I live by what I say. I will back up what I say, okay? I'm not all talk. I put my real name on the internet. I don't hide. I don't use no screen names. I don't have to hide nothing. I am who I say. I am what I am, and that's all, and I do what I say, all right? So you're a bunch of cowards out there. You people want to attack me. I'm going to let you know that right now off the bat. Spreading rumors around the government, the media, and everything. It's even the corporate media when this last election coming around. You know, somebody, I mean, how could you not figure that out? Somebody took a screenshot of what someone else said, talking about I'm an NSM member, you know, and they support me. Oh, yeah, I got a lot of donations in from the NSM jerks. And nobody did, you know, that's a bunch of nonsense. The ADL, I'm an anti-government extremist. Yeah, I'm a radical. Yeah, because I believe in the Constitution. Get out of here. Get out of here. You know, like the Board of Elections, they got me testifying about stuff that happened 35 years ago, like I'm supposed to remember everything. You know, get out of here. So this is what they do. This is what they do, and this is how they do it. And I've been trying to demonstrate this for a long time on this podcast show, how these people are cowards, how the New World Order and what the New World Order is trying to do to everyone out here. Okay? You need to understand something, people. You need to stand up and fight for what's right. Okay? And knock it off. For real. Knock it off. Get a grip. Oh, here's the Constitution of Jamaica referring to Chapter 3C. It applies to Harris. Good. I said, all right, let me unmute this person here real quick. Go ahead. Who's this?
Yeah, Joseph, your guest didn't show up, and they were going to talk about natural-born citizen. I'd like to offer my paltry services in support of that. And I just gave you the Constitution of Jamaica. Right. And if you look at Chapter 3C, again, now remember, it says, 3C, every person born outside Jamaica shall become a citizen of Jamaica. Yeah. And here's what applies to her.
Okay.
On 6th day of August, 1962, in the case of a person born before that date, or on the date of his birth, in the case of a person born on or after the 6th day of August, 1962. Kamala Harris' birthday is October 20th, 1964. If after that date, his father or mother, and both, and in this case, we're talking about her father, was a citizen of Jamaica by birth, descent, or registration by virtue of marriage to a citizen of Jamaica. So that would apply to her father. Her father was a citizen of Jamaica. He was here in the United States on a student visa. That woman was born a Jamaican citizen, as well as an American citizen by virtue of the 14th Amendment. Now, what natural-born citizen has any other nationality that they would have to renounce? I'm just asking you. We can't say the laws of Jamaica are not valid just because they can't apply them in our country. They're valid for their country. Yeah. They made her a citizen, whether she wanted to be or not. Yeah. Just like I was made a citizen of the United States, whether I wanted to be one or not. Although I'm glad I am. But the point of the matter is it was imposed upon me. I didn't have any choice in the matter. She didn't either.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Jamaica's a sovereign country.
Yeah.
Just like we are. Yeah. We got pretty much the same rules.
Yep. That's absolutely correct. Yeah. Yeah. Well, so how do I pose the question?
The laws of India are similar. Her mother was an Indian citizen. They have similar laws to the laws. So this woman was born a citizen in 3 countries. But how can you be a natural-born citizen with that? Legally.
Okay, well, Sarge, how do I pose the question, though?
That's not wait a minute. But when they start talking about conspiracy theories, you tell them that ain't no damn conspiracy unless you don't believe in the Constitution of 2 sovereign countries.
Okay, well, how do I pose the question, though, when I ask these people? I mean, how do I bring the issue up? Because it's hard. It's hard to pose the question directly.
Okay, here's what you do. Here's the way you frame it, Joe. Let's explain it the way you frame it. What was the purpose of Article 2, Section 1, Clause 5? You stated very simply. The purpose of it. And everybody seems to act like there was no purpose. We just took an arbitrary racist thing the founding fathers did, or the framers of the Constitution did. No, it was not arbitrary. It was not a technicality. What they were looking to do was to minimize the likelihood of undue foreign influence on the office of president, particularly from a father who owes allegiance to a foreign sovereign. That was the reason for it. Okay. Now, if you start off with the reason for it, when they ask you, you start off by framing the purpose of the damn thing in the first place. Remember, they were patriarchs. Okay. And again, this is another that's going to stick in your craw, because these days you can't mention the patriarchy unless you mention it in a pejorative way. But back then they were patriarchs. Yeah. They literally believed that the citizenship of the children was the citizenship of the father. They literally believe that.
Yeah, that's true.
So whatever the father was, that's what the children were. And the father was, they believed. It doesn't matter whether it's even true or not. It's what they believe, and this is why they put it down. You know, and
okay, so
they
if I get a hold of,
the father
say a senator,
would transmit that allegiance onto his children.
Okay, hang on. All right, so I get a hold of the United States Senator's office. Hi, how you doing, ma'am? I got a question for you. Go from there. What do I say? I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get to.
I would like for you to account for, if in fact you do believe, why Kamala Harris. I want you to tell me why you believe that Kamala Harris is an Article 2, Section 1, Clause 5 natural-born citizen, eligible to be president of the United States or vice president of the United States. I want you to explain to me specifically why you believe that. If there's some shit like, well, she was born in Oakland, California, then right away you got her. If they say that, right away you got him. Because so was Wong Kim Ark. He was born in Oakland, California. And you know why the Supreme Court said he was a citizen? Now, wait a minute. Let me explain this to you, Joe. This is why you're going to have them, and they're not going to have an answer for you. They'll probably hang up.
Here's what
they're going to do. You're going to tell them, okay, that's true. She was born in Oakland, California, and her parents were two foreign citizens here on a student visa. So then here's what you say to them. You say, well, Wong Kim Ark was born in California too, and he was born to two alien parents who were in California legally. And the Supreme Court said he was a citizen of the United States, and they said that the only reason he was a citizen of the United States was because the 14th Amendment was passed in 1868. Without it, he would not have been a citizen. You understand? Same thing with Kamala Harris. If the 14th Amendment didn't exist, she would not even be a citizen.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's call.
Now, tell me something. Am I or you or me? Are we citizens by virtue of the 14th Amendment? I'm not. Both of my parents were citizens, and I was born in Chicago, Illinois. That makes me a natural-born citizen. No other country can claim my allegiance under international law, under United States law, or any law in the world. No other state can lawfully claim my allegiance. That's how you answer.
All right, let's call these people up.
Now, see, they're probably going to hang up on you right away, but don't let them bullshit you with their sophistry and their legalisms.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to try to open it up as regular. Let's see what we get here, because I got a bunch of numbers here. All right, let's go. Let's see. Here we go. You first got to get connected. That's the key.
And then probably what they'll do is just say, well, I don't know anything. That's for the courts to decide, and then the courts won't decide.
Hello. Dodge! Hang on. Hello, ma'am. Hello. Mike, can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you, sir. What are you calling in about?
Okay. Okay. How you doing? I got a question. It's a little bit hard to kind of phrase the question, but I'm why our leaders or representatives are not pointing out, whether you're Republican or Democrat now, the Article 2 section in our Constitution about Kamala Harris running as as I know what should have been addressed when she was VP, but now she's running for president or trying to be nominated to be the presidential candidate. Why isn't her citizenship being addressed?
And you can expand on that too. I'll share that with the senator.
Okay, Sarge, can you explain that to me, please? Explain that like you were just saying.
All right, ma'am. What we are asking is Kamala Harris in Article 2, Section 1, Clause 5, natural-born citizen, eligible to be president? And if so, why? And we can tell you why we believe that she is not.
Feel free to tell me why you believe that she's not. I'm not here to speak on behalf of
here's the reason
president.
why. Here's the reason why. It's very relatively succinct, so just give me a moment to develop it, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right. There was a Supreme Court case called Wong Kim Ark versus the United States. It was decided by the Supreme Court in 1898. It is still precedent. Wong Kim Ark was a person born to two Chinese citizens who were legally resident in the United States when he was born. There was a case brought before the court saying he was not a citizen and he was subject to deportation. Supreme Court ruled that he was a citizen, not natural born, but a citizen because the 14th Amendment had been passed in 1868. All right, now we got those are facts. That's not my opinion. They said he was a citizen because of the 14th Amendment. Now, I'd like to point out 14th Amendment was passed in 1868. It did not refer to or modify Article 2 in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So the original meaning of Article 2, whatever it's meant to be, was not changed by the 14th Amendment. Now, Kamala Harris's birth status is identical to Wong Kim Ark. She was born to two foreign parents who are not citizens, who are lawfully in the country on resident student visas, and she had the exact same birth status as Wong Kim Ark. She is a citizen of the United States by virtue of the 14th Amendment, but she is not a natural-born citizen because if you look at Chapter 3C of the Jamaica Constitution, she was born a Jamaican citizen by virtue of her parents, specifically her father, and they have a similar law in India that made her a citizen of India when she was born, whether she wanted it or not. Now, I ask you, what kind of natural-born citizen with no allegiance to any other country from birth can possibly be a natural-born citizen and they're born a citizen of three countries?
So I would say the most appropriate government body to address this issue to is going to be the White House. They do have a phone number that you can contact.
Oh, we already know what they're going to say. What we'd like to know is what the representative says if they can research these facts for themselves and agree with them. Then I'd like to know what their opinion is.
Well, I'm familiar with the fact that in order to be vice president of the United States, you have to be constitutionally eligible to serve as president. So I imagine that the whole process would have been vetted at some point. But this is a question that you want to contact the presidential administration.
Everything I just said is factual. You can research it for yourself. If it is true, it doesn't matter who did the vetting. She cannot be a natural-born citizen.
And this is a state senator's office, so she's a state senator for state legislation within California. She's not a federal senator, and this is more of a question for the current presidential administration, given the fact that the vice president serves within that administration. I understand where you're coming from, but that would be the most appropriate avenue where you could express this concern to if you haven't done so already.
Admittedly, but we know what the Biden administration is going to say. She's qualified because she was born a citizen, and they will not make the distinction between naturally born
do you have a phone number then that we can reach?
And the natural-born citizen provision has application for only one thing, that is eligibility to be president or vice president. Nothing else. That's all it applies to. Eligibility to be president or vice president. Not a better class of citizen. It doesn't give you more rights than any other citizen. It's the only thing it pertains to. And there was a specific reason for it, because they wanted to minimize the likelihood of foreign influence on the office of president, particularly from a father who owed allegiance to a foreign sovereign. That was the purpose of it.
All right, well, I have the phone number to the White House comment line if you'd like that. I can provide that to you whenever you're ready.
All right, well, go ahead.
Okay, the comment line. Okay, go ahead.
Yep, so it's going to be 202 456 1111. Okay.
Well, we already know what the canned answer is, that you can say things like this.
Yeah.
You're crazy and you're conspiratorial theorist and all this other stuff.
We know that. But
they're going to avoid answering us honestly.
But real quick, though, as far as the state senators go, she was a representative in California. Your office has no position on this, or would not evaluate, anything at all? Can you give us?
That's not a specific issue that I've heard the senator comment on, and I'm not one to speculate on what her views would be.
Well, I got a very pertinent question for you, given the history of the state of California. There was a gentleman, a black radical named Eldridge Cleaver, who ran for president of the United States in 1967. Now, every state determines the constitutional eligibility of anybody that's on the ballot, and they have provisions to have such a thing challenged. Now, Eldridge Cleaver was a natural-born citizen. He had lived in California for more than 14 years, as the United States Constitution requires. But they were able to see by his birth date, which is quite plainly evident, that he would not be 35 years of age at the time he would have to take the oath of office to be president. So therefore, the state of California, on its own, elected to remove him from the presidential ballot in the state of California. So the state of California has taken action on issues of constitutional eligibility in the past, and I'm wondering if your state senator would have any opinions on what they did then and whether or not such a thing would be applicable now.
That's another issue that I haven't seen her publicly comment on. And she's one state legislator out of many within the state of California, right? So we have 40 state senators, 80 assembly members, and they help create and write the laws that are ultimately passed and signed off by the governor.
All right, well, we do know that the state of California has allowed challenges on the basis of constitutional eligibility, because there's only 3 provisions to be eligible for president. You can be a felon, you can be convicted, you might not be able to pass a background check. None of that matters. The only thing the Constitution cares about is those 3 things. 35 years of age when you take the oath of office. 14 years of your life have to be resident in one or more of the states of the Union, and you got to be a natural-born citizen. That's it. That's it. That's it. This shouldn't be hard.
Yeah. Kind of got to agree with you there on that one. So okay. Well, I appreciate your time and you're at least attempting to answer the question. I mean, we not
appreciate
really,
that. Thank you very much.
Hopes up too high.
Usually we get hung up on.
All right. Appreciate all of you. Take care.
All righty.
Well, he was decent now, but obviously he has no answer to what we're talking about. Nor did I expect him to have one.
Hang on here. All right, there we go. Okay, there. I want to make sure he's off the line first before we start talking. There.
I said he was decent. He has no answer to what we say. I didn't say anything bad about him. I said he's a decent guy. He was listening.
No,
I do believe he was listening to our argument, and he knows that we probably have some teeth in it.
Yeah. Well, of course, someone in the chat room there talking about you lost your mind. You're not getting consent.
They always do that. See, I cite fact after fact, and they just do that. They just do that. They say you lost your mind.
We don't need consent.
This is what I mean about these people. What does the left constantly do, Joe? They tell us we're crazy for bringing, not that we're wrong, or tell us why we're wrong. They tell us how we're insane for daring to bring certain things up.
They're just saying we're crazy because we're recording the conversation. We don't need consent in the state of North Carolina. It's a one-party state. And I mean, 2 incoming and outgoing calls from any line does not need consent. Okay, look it up. So
I don't know. There might be something in there about. There might be something in there about a public official's office too.
No,
it's
not.
As a
matter of fact, you have more of a right to record on a public official. More. So, but in North Carolina, it's a one-party state. So you don't need permission. So it's very, very important, North Carolina. And there's several other states that have that. But now if I was calling from Connecticut, I would need consent because because you have to have permission to record in the state of Connecticut. I've researched this very thoroughly on this matter. And so what? It doesn't matter anyway. I'm a public radio show. I have I'm an investigator. I'm an investigator as a journalist. My friend, the press has very powerful First Amendment rights. So, and we're not doing anything wrong anyway. We're simply inquiring about certain which we don't ever get a straight answer anyway.
Absolutely not.
It's not like anything. Nothing's privileged here. There's nothing privileged.
You don't get an answer. I mean, you keep asking a basic question. You can't get an answer. They obfuscate it. They call you nuts. They tell you engage in conspiracy theories. And when the thing I said, that was a conspiracy theory. Everything I said was based on fact.
Well, someone in the chat room saying I'm not a journalist. So, well, what am I then?
Well, wait a minute. So how does who is it decides who's a journalist now? You got to have credentials to be a journalist?
Yeah, I know. What, I have to have a license?
Wait a minute. You got to have credentials to be a journalist?
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand it. Where do you go to? Where do you go? Now, you might have to have credentials to get in the White House press pool. I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
you do have to have credentials to get in the White House press pool. That's because they got rules for who they let in to the press conferences. But hell, a journalist is anybody who writes something down and publishes or sends it out somewhere. That's what a journalist is. Government doesn't get to say who's a journalist and who ain't.
I know. Everyone puts.
Yeah, but I know. Everything. These days everything is governed by what some elite says.
Yeah. Exactly. Everything is twisted and
hey, they might want to read that First Amendment thing again. You know what I'm saying? Look at it real close.
I know. I mean, what isn't it for? I mean, what do people don't understand about the Constitution? Really, I guess they think the Constitution's like also is like the means to where we get permission to do anything. I guess.
Yeah, everybody's license crazy these days. I can understand it with driver's license because they weren't exactly around when probably the framers would have put it in there if they had motor vehicles then.
Probably.
I don't know, but I'm just saying on some basic things that about there's not much dispute. I mean, all this licensing stuff is something that came about with the growth of the Leviathan state.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know, Sarge. I don't know. This is why I opened up the show with that discussion in a bad way. I'm fearful of what's happening in our country because how much in control do we really have of our individual lives and livelihoods? Where do we get? I mean, I'm not saying where do we get our rights from. We know where we get our rights from, but where do you draw the line? I mean, how far does this go as far as freedom goes? I mean, how much control does the next man have over us, really, when you think about it? We talk about law and order and rules of engagement or rules of proceeding and moving forward, but where do you draw the line? I mean, what is freedom? And when you think about it, what is really freedom? Can anyone decipher this? I mean, it feels good for us to talk about it, but I don't know, Sarge.
I prefer to use the word liberty rather than freedom because freedom can mean anybody's concept of freedom. I got the freedom to knock you over the head and take your wallet. I mean, if somebody believes that's freedom, well, that's what they believe is freedom. Liberty is what's more important to me, and that is freedom from arbitrary and capricious government control. And increasingly these days, we are giving up more and more of our freedom and liberties to government control and capriciousness. We're letting them decide what it is. Look at this whole thing with the damn censor state. Man, I like I said, I'm going to put a link to this interview Tucker Carlson had with this guy, Michael Vince. He finally put it all together for me when I listened to Tucker Carlson interview him. All the bits and pieces I've been listening to over the years and been told to by others, and I didn't quite accept it completely. After listening to him put it together in a comprehensive manner, I now understand what they're doing with the censorship regime. It is total. It is comprehensive. It involves the Secretary of State, the intelligence community, the CIA, the DOD, the National Intelligence Agency, left and right think tanks, social media platforms, all of them are a concerted and comprehensive assault upon free speech. And what are they using to justify it? They have converted it from originally an operation aimed at allowing free speech for purposes of national security against regimes that were deemed to be hostile to the United States. Now they have seen the American people as a threat because of the ascension of Donald Trump, and they're now taking those tools and they're using us against us in the guise of protecting democracy and undermining democratic institutions by speech that they don't like or favor.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, we better do something about it, man, or they're going to steal this election again. They're already doing it. You see what they did in Venezuela? You see what they just did in Venezuela? Even the State Department came out against it. Even the State Department cast shade on this election in Venezuela. I think the reason they're doing it is to show that, well, see, we're really for free and fair elections.
Yeah.
Maybe throw us off the scent if they steal this one in 2024.
Oh, my God. Yeah. I don't know.
We got a lot of problems, man. We better start taking care of them. And like I said, the censorship regime is one of the biggest. I mean, they're getting people to self-censor. You look at all the strikes you can get on your platform just for using certain words. Certain words will trigger a strike or a shutdown of your platform because they came up with the programming and software to do it almost automatically. Certain words just trigger these things. And they've had this stuff in works in high gear for, I don't know, since 2014 at least, but really going long before that.
Yeah. Oh, my Lord. I don't know, man. I don't know, Sarge.
It's bad.
I don't know.
It's really bad.
It is. It is. And people don't heed our words to
I mean, they created a new language, a new technology. You know what they call it? They call it natural language processing, artificial intelligence. That machine learns the method to create meaning out of words in order to map everything everybody says on the internet ecosystem. And then they can take they can take those programs and they can tell social media who to inhibit or what sorts of things that they can use to either demonetize, deplatform, or censor people who are using their content. It is one of the most insidious programs the United States government's ever launched since MK Ultra.
Yeah.
God.
Wow. I don't know. I just, I've been telling you, man, I've been at a loss of words the past 30, 35 days, really, when you think about it. And I know everyone has their own inner workings and spiritual thoughts and what's hiding under their bed type of deal thing. But I don't know, man. I just don't know where we're going to bail ourselves out of this. You know, we see this election coming up. I don't know.
Exit polls that were all the exit polls were saying the same thing coming out of that election. Maduro lost by 64, 65 to 35. Then all of a sudden he's the winner overnight.
Wow.
And even the State Department is kind of saying something looks kind of funky about that. I was surprised to see the State Department say it. But, you know, old Kamala Harris, she had to voice the party line.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Man, it's just crazy. I was listening to some of my old shows from years ago. You know, I was talking about when I was opening up the show here, the cotton and everything, and the slaves, and you know how they were treated, and I don't know. I mean, it's amazing. How could people get away with treating other human beings like we have, and like what we're doing?
Well, I mean, it's not like we don't have, I don't know, 10, 20,000 years of recorded human history in which these things have been done. It ain't like nothing's new under the sun here.
Yeah.
The only thing is that we have the ability to learn more about it in places that we never could have known about it before.
Yeah. Wow. I'm just like reading at the same time when I'm sitting here talking and listening to you, and it's just like you. It's like.
Well, don't forget Kamala Harris's birthday, Joe, October 20th, 1964, and look at Jamaica's Constitution. What does it say? Plain as day. No, she doesn't dispute who her parents were when she was born. She doesn't dispute that they weren't naturalized when she was born. She doesn't dispute any of that.
Yeah.
But she says you should assign no significance to it.
Yeah.
I mean, she's just as naturally born as old Abe Lincoln was, as far as she's concerned.
Yeah. Man.
Don't you dare say nothing else.
I don't know.
Might call you a racist.
No. Yeah. Yeah. You're racist, you know? Oh, my Lord. Oh, Lord, man.
Did you hear that commercial they put out about Kamala Harris, man, that did apparently use artificial intelligence to use Kamala Harris's word? They probably cut up and pasted into an ad, although it's clear that's what it is. Although they do intersperse the ad with actual clips from Kamala Harris. Have you heard it?
Yeah.
It's on X, on Elon Musk's X. You got to hear it. It's pretty good if you haven't heard it. I'll let you hear it if you want to hear it. Oh, shoot. I can't do it right now. Well, I can't do it. As soon as I'm able to do it, I will play it for you. It's pretty good ad. It's only about 45 seconds. It's pretty good.
Yeah, well, if you get it queued up and ready, yeah, I'll just let me know what's coming on.
Yeah, as soon as I can get it up for you, I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so it's going to be ready in a second. But, yeah, I mean, this is, it's bad. Yeah, I mean, this is the election. Oh, man, I just don't understand. It's like, how do you slip and fall down, so badly and so quickly where you don't snap out of it, man? I just don't get it. Oh, my Lord. We got to get these, one way or another, get these Japanese. Okay. All right, well, just here. That's why I'm saying I'm a little distracted here. Okay, guys, 657-383-0616. Press the number 1 if you want to be connected here live to the platform. And we're trying to address here the solutions that we can come up with that are solutions that are viable and peaceful. We always try to go a peaceful way. Always. We don't want violence. We're not condoning violence in any type of way, shape, or form. Because we want a peaceful resolution to the problems we face here today as Americans in this great country that our founders and everybody's founders here that live here that believe in our heritage and our laws and our foundations and what we've built this country upon. And look, we've made mistakes. We know that. We made mistakes in the beginning. We make mistakes today. And we're going to make mistakes in the future. But that doesn't mean we give up. It doesn't mean we throw in the towel. It doesn't mean that we corrupt things worse, And that's where I think a lot of people also take the wrong approach to things. I don't know, Sarge. How do we clean this mess up, man? Where do we start? Where's it to start? If I'm coming to you with 20, 30 men right now, families, just families even, say, Sarge, my friend here, blah, 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 so-and-so, what do we do? Where do we go? We're in this neighborhood here together.
Where do they live? They live in a county. They live in an unincorporated county. They live in a county, a city in the county. They live in a big city. Where do they live?
Well, we live in a small town in the South, All
right, well, they ought to start working there. Start working with that government. Then what everybody says, start working with the government to get the kind of officials elected there you want to run your day-to-day affairs. I think that's pretty much one of the most important things you can do. I mean, I live in a place that's governed by Democrats, but they're not crazy. I mean, I don't like their policies too much, but they're not unduly onerous. Everything is run pretty smoothly. They don't seem to have any absolute crazy policies or anything. So I can live with these kind of Democrats where I'm living at right now. It's the other ones. The ones who won't even... Look, you should have seen what I just saw the other day. Walgreens is leaving, what is this city? I think it's Baltimore. Which district does Ayanna Pressley represent? Where is she from? Anyway, her district. You know Ayanna Pressley, don't you?
Yeah, that'd be Tennessee.
Yeah, and she got up in the well of Congress, and she's complaining about the fact that Walgreens is leaving her district. One of them in the place that does a lot of traffic with, with prescription drugs and a lot of things.
Huh. Okay. Well, what are they doing? What are they leaving for? You there, Sarge? Sarge, you there? Hello? Sarge, you there? Okay. Sarge? Hello?
I hear you.
Sarge. You there? Can you hear me okay? How about now? Can you hear me? Sarge? Sarge. Okay. I think Sarge got disconnected. I don't know. Well, since I got somebody else on the line there, I don't know who. All right, here we go. This is weird today, man. Weird. These calls are they're dropping. It's happened to me 2 times in a row now, folks. Sarge, you got disconnected. If you're listening out there someplace on your platform, somehow, somewhere. There he is again. He just popped back up again. There's some weird stuff. Sarge, can you hear me? Sarge? Hello?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
You there?
But, like,
yeah,
you did hear what I said about Ayanna Pressley, right?
Yes, a little bit of it. Repeat it anyway, because I don't know how much the audience heard of it.
Anyway, the Walgreens in her district is leaving town because they can't make a profit anymore owing to the retail theft and crime. So they're getting out of Dodge.
Okay.
And they gave notice, like about, I don't know, a month and a half ago of their intention to leave. Okay? And they offered a program to the residents that once we'll use other Walgreens to deliver the prescription medicine you need to your home from one of these other places. All you have to do is make arrangements with them, and they'll make arrangements for it to be delivered. But she was saying that, the decision, which was wholly based on economics, 100% based on economics, they can't make money with all the security measures they have to take and the loss of merchandise from people walking out with it, and the fact that the local district attorney won't prosecute it all, and she's trying to blame Walgreens for being racist. And the same thing with their local community leaders. Instead of addressing the real problem, unrequited criminals in criminal activity who are not being held to account for it. That's the problem with these people. We're supposed to be governed by lunatics like this. Not me.
Am I muted?
Oh, my Lord. I don't know, Sergeant. I'm lost for words.
Yeah, well, it's the state of affairs today, They displace the blame where it's appropriate to put it on, and they put it on others who don't bear any of the burden for it.
Am I muted?
You know what I say? What's that? I didn't hear you.
I was wondering if you gave a number to call in.
What?
So I called in, and you put out a number for people
I
to
can
call
hear
in.
you,
So
Kat.
I called in. Yeah.
I can hear you,
So,
Kat. Yes, I can hear you.
Presley is from Massachusetts.
That's
Blog
about right.
Talk Radio.
Yeah, that's about right.
Blog Talk Radio is really growing up big time.
But Sarge, you were talking about something earlier about the censorship industry, and you didn't give me credit because I'm the one that's been talking about this for some time on Blog Talk Radio, and you just did you took my research and presented it as your own. So I kind of feel like you plagiarized me there.
No, actually, I plagiarized Mike Pence because I got the information directly from the interview he did with Tucker Carlson. In fact, I've been trying to memorize it so I can repeat it back because I can't say it any better than he can. I'll give full credit to Mike Pence. And I did give you credit last night on Laurie's show. I said, Kat was right about what she was saying about these things. The only thing that I differ with her is that we don't need to pay any attention to anything else. But I said she's absolutely right about the coalescing of all these various entities into one great big censorship regime.
Wait a second. I never said you didn't have to pay attention to anything else. I said this is a major problem facing us today that most people are not aware of. So
well, I agree with that. I'm down with it now.
Well,
I'm 100% with it.
Don't say you disagreed with me on something that I never said in the first place.
All right, let me rephrase it then. You're saying that everything else, you sort of implied everything else is kabuki theater, and we don't need to give as much attention as to foreign policy. That is the primary overriding concern that should be elevated above anything else, and that I don't agree with.
I never said that.
It sounded to me like you did. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But it sounded to me like that's what you said.
Whose office did y'all call with that 14th Amendment natural-born citizen problem? Who was that y'all called?
That was the state senator.
California state senator?
California state senator, yes.
Well, the state
So why?
wouldn't
What's
be
wrong with that?
involved with that. That would be a federal issue.
How would it be a federal issue?
Did you hear what I said at the end, though, about Eldridge Cleaver? States do take candidates off the ballot because of eligibility problems. And they did it with Eldridge Cleaver in California.
Definitely defined in the Constitution. He wasn't of age. So, that's cut and dry. Natural born citizen is not.
They're a representative.
That may be. That may be
people.
true. Yeah, that may be true. But look what they did look at the wild permutations they went through with the 14th Amendment to keep Donald Trump off the ballot in Colorado and Maine and Massachusetts.
But
so I would say if they're going to take such flights of fancy, why not do it with a natural born citizen issue? That seems to be more pertinent than what they tried to do.
But you're not going to win.
All right, let Kat talk.
Yeah, I don't. Sarge talks a lot. He gets a lot.
I know I don't talk a lot. I speak succinctly.
No,
I don't talk
I'm
a
not
lot.
saying he talks a lot.
All you got to do is time how long I speak.
I don't want to criticize him.
Well, see, if I say something,
he's
going to. But if I say something, he's going to interrupt me. So I don't know if it does.
I didn't interrupt you. I mean, kind of.
You got the floor. Go ahead, Kat. You got the floor. Go ahead.
See, Sarge doesn't listen. He is already.
I do listen. That's why I repeat your arguments back.
No, you're not listening. You're not listening.
I am
now.
listening. You want me to repeat what you just said?
When you're talking, you're talking. So, what I perceive you to do, Sarge, is when people are talking, trying to make a point, you're already considering what you're going to say. You're not really hearing what the person is saying to you because you think that you're in front. You have to educate the world with your vast knowledge, and you would be far more effective if you listened more. And I'm just telling you the way people perceive you. I talk to people. We talk about you, Sarge, and people are tired of listening to you. They don't get a chance to talk. The other night on John's
you're not
show,
required to
other
listen
people
to
were
me.
trying to talk. Other people were. It's not till after you hang up or get tired of talking that we can have conversations with each other, and it's very enlightening to learn what people are coming from.
I don't find it that way, Kat. I don't find it
that
way.
You weren't there. We very much enjoy conversations after Sarge leaves. So, but anyway, I didn't call up to be mean or anything. I'm just disappointed in Sarge very much for other reasons, and he's really destroyed.
Well, what the other reasons mean, Kat? Hang on, I want to interrupt you right now. I would like to interrupt you, please, if you don't mind. I'd like to interrupt you because I would like to ask you, what are these other reasons?
What other reasons? What are you asking me?
You just said other reasons. That Sarge is rude and whatnot, and it's hard to talk to him and communicate with other people. I would like to know what those other reasons are. I don't find it that way. I have conversations with him all the time for many years now, and I've never really had a problem other than, debates here back and forth, but that's what a debate's all about. But go ahead.
Sarge considers it your teacher, and I'm telling you that you're not going to get a real. You'd be better off to go get some library books and read some books in the library. Because Sarge is narrowly focused on what he sees the world as being left and right, up and down, conservative and liberal and all like that. He doesn't see any gray areas or understands the minutia of how things come to be. He's just very focused on indoctrinating you and being as radical as he is because he's good and the rest of the world is bad. That's
radical?
It. And so
I'm
Sarge,
radical?
Yes, you are. You've become very radical in the way you
I don't
become
think
things
so.
that you hate. No, listen, you've become misogynistic. And the worst thing about you, Sarge, the very worst thing about you is that you will throw away a decade-long friendship over this bullshit. You have disappointed me on a level, a human level. I'm not talking about political. I'm not talking about religious. I'm not talking about that. But you threw away a friendship to you. If Joseph would go against what you're saying, you'd shit on him too, just the way you shit on me.
Oh, for Christ's sake. All right, Joe, look, I don't want to turn your show into a soap opera between me and her. That's inappropriate. I don't want to do it right now. I don't think we should be doing it. And I don't accept a single thing she just said, and I'll leave it at that. I'd like to move on and talk about something that's more pertinent than her and my travail.
Move on, please.
I really would. I think we should move on now. I really do.
Yes, I agree.
See, there we go. Look, she won't stop. She's obsessed. She's obsessed.
No honor. No honor. An honorable man who says he's honorable.
She's like that woman in Fatal Attraction.
That woman.
Yeah, that woman in Fatal Attraction. That was a perfect model. That's what she was. I know what a woman is, and she was a woman.
Yeah.
So I think when the description fits, then put them shoes on and wear them.
Yeah, see, that offended her when you said that.
And you have no honor. And you would not
again, I don't think it is appropriate for us to use Joe's show for our soap opera. I would like to
have
stop.
No honor.
Do you mind?
You have no honor whatsoever.
See, she won't stop. She's upset.
No, that's being disrespectful.
What did I say, Joe? What did I just say?
Disrespectful. I know.
Oh, you need Joseph to protect
that's being very disrespectful.
So he needs you to protect him.
No, you're being disrespectful right now, Cat.
Yeah.
This is truly tiresome.
See, Joe, I'm going to tell you, Joseph, if you go against him in any way, he'll do the same thing to you.
Okay.
Right.
Tell me when did I ever tell you or anyone else how to think? Joe, I want you to name one time that you ever heard me anywhere on your program, me telling people what they're supposed to think or what is appropriate or not for them to think. I want you to tell me one
That's
time.
not what I said. I said if Joseph...
Well, that's what you do all the time.
When Joseph would come to his own conclusions about things around...
No, that's what you do all the time. You're the one that wants to make people conform to your worldview. As I told you a moment ago, this is not appropriate for his show. We
I know.
Our soap opera amongst ourselves.
You are a coward.
That would be...
She won't stop. She's a fanatic.
No,
I know. You're purposely dragging this out now.
You better talk about looking up the meaning of something. You better look up the word insufferable.
You're the fanatic. You're the fanatic.
You need to look up the word insufferable.
You've gone over the deep end.
Because you know what? That really applies to you.
Tell us about when you were in charge. Tell us about your
Again, it is not appropriate. We need to end this. There are other things to discuss.
Joseph, you know why he wants me to be quiet? Because he claims military service.
I'm asking you, though. I'm asking you, can we move on to what the subjects are? I mean, why are we talking about this? You know, why?
You're
obsession. Obsession.
Joseph, you were talking to a man who engaged in claiming military service when he did not go.
Oh, God. Oh, boy.
Yes. Yes.
Now you're saying he's fake. He never served in the military.
Yes, I am telling you the truth.
That's what Warren did, remember, Sarge?
Why would I make that up? He never went to Kuwait, but he claimed that he did. And there are people who heard it. It's called stolen honor.
Oh, Lord.
Stolen valor.
Well, I believe Sarge.
Yes.
I believe Sarge.
I know you do.
I believe Sarge.
I know different.
Yeah, I don't think he has any reason to lie to me.
Yeah. Well, ask him about his service.
I mean, and besides, let's just end this right now because this is what I say. This is what I say. Look, you know what? I don't care.
Ask him about what he did in Kuwait. Ask him what he did in Kuwait. Ask him.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Why are you continuing on with this? Why are you continuing on? Why?
Because even though he lied about stolen valor, I was still his friend and defended him.
Oh, God.
That's why.
I've asked you to stop. See, I don't like hanging up and muting people. I don't like doing that because that's one of my policies, actually. I don't like doing it.
I'm going to hang up. I'm going to hang up.
Thank you.
I'm going to hang up. Sarge.
Thank you.
You know, you really need to repent, Sarge. You really do.
Thank you.
Thanks for your counsel. I'll put that in a circular file where it belongs.
Oh,
allow the rest
10 minutes
of
time wasted.
Yeah.
Now, what is that all? Now, it's just man to man between you and me. What the hell is her problem?
I don't know. She's upset. I think she considers herself I think she considers she's appointed herself the all-time arbiter of everything and the better of everyone. And if everybody does the past what she considers to be her muster, then they don't have any validity. And by the way, she gets the one to appoint herself. She's the one who appoints herself the master of such things.
Because she was after me for a while, remember? Remember, she was after me, which probably still is. But,
look, like I said, I don't think. Look, we don't need to hash our dirty lint out
I agree.
in public. I could say some things about her. I'm not gonna say, no matter how much she pushes me. And believe me, I can say a lot of the same things, but I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, but you're just
it's not appropriate, and it shouldn't be on your show. That's not what your show exists to do. It exists to bring up ideas and have people respond to them. That's the point of this thing.
Yeah. I know. I agree with you 100%. But just one more thing on that.
If you don't like my style, don't listen. If you don't like it, you don't have to. See, I'm not the one telling you how you're supposed to behave or what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed
just
to believe.
Just one more thing on closing on that issue, though.
Does it
there is
constantly.
There is a troll out there that is trying to sabotage our shows, though. Whether it's her or not, I don't know. But somebody is out there personally attacking people and me. So, and I got kicked off Blog Talk already once, right? So this is
they got the little algorithm set up to do it. And you know how that works.
Yeah, that too. But I'm just, I was just saying that hopefully she's not behind this mess, because this is, I'm going to say, within all measures of the law, within the law, I will come down with the hammer on them, on whoever's doing it. So because this is ridiculous. It really is. Attacking people personally off the air, that's not right, Sarge. That's not right. But anyway, now how do we get back on topic here?
I mean, think about it for a minute. She's more interested in vetting me than she is the person who wants to be president of the United States. That is a higher priority for her than the person who's going to have the power of life and death over her and many of her fellow citizens.
How about this, Sarge? How about this? Let's get a fresh start.
Don't you think there's something a little bit incongruous about that?
Yeah.
No matter what I may or may not be, I think it says more about her than it does about me.
No. Listen. Time out. All right. How about this? Let's do this. Let's see here. Let's take a 2-minute break and start fresh here. 2 minutes, and we'll go back on topic to clear our heads for a minute. So everybody else that's listening, okay? Play a little Reagan. Here we go.
Now let's set the record straight. There's no argument over the choice between peace and war. But there's only one guaranteed way you can have peace, and you can have it in the next second. Surrender. Admittedly, there's a risk in any course we follow other than this, but every lesson of history tells us that the greater risk lies in appeasement. And this is the specter our well-meaning liberal friends refuse to face, that their policy of accommodation is appeasement. And it gives no choice between peace and war, only between fight or surrender. If we continue to accommodate, continue to back and retreat, eventually we have to face the final demand, the ultimatum. And what then? When Nikita Khrushchev has told his people, he knows what our answer will be. He has told them that we're retreating under the pressure of the Cold War, and someday, when the time comes to deliver the final ultimatum, our surrender will be voluntary, because by that time, we will have been weakened from within spiritually, morally, and economically. He believes this because from our side he's heard voices pleading for peace at any price, or better rev than death, or as one commentator put it, he'd rather live on his knees than die on his feet. And therein lies the road to war, because those voices don't speak for the rest of us. You and I know and do not believe that life is so dear and peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery. If nothing in life is worth dying for, when did this begin? Just in the face of this enemy? Or should Moses have told the children of Israel to live in slavery under the Pharaohs? Should Christ have refused the cross? Should the Patriots at Concord Bridge have thrown down their guns and refused to fire the shot heard around the world? The martyrs of history were not fools. And our honored dead, who gave their lives to stop the advance of the Nazis, didn't die in vain. Where then is the road to peace? Well, it's a simple answer after all. You and I have the courage to say to our enemies, there is a price we will not pay, there is a point beyond which they must not advance. Winston Churchill said the destiny of man is not measured by material computations.
When great forces are on the move in the world, we learn we're spirits, not animals. And he said there's something going on in time and space and beyond time and space, which, whether we like it or not, spells duty. You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We'll preserve for our children this, the last best hope of man on earth, or we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness.
All right. Joseph Gibson podcasting here. Understanding the times in which we live today, restoring our republic. All right. I think I still got Sarge here with me, and I've had a couple other people on the line here with me. Hopefully the other one, the troublemaker's gone, and we can get back to trying to find real solutions. And really, one of the main topics we were talking about here tonight is Kamala Harris and her natural-born citizenship. Obviously, we know that in the Constitution there are provisions that say you cannot be president of this country unless this, that, and whatnot. And this government has violated all of them over the last couple of elections. So, haven't they? They violated them all, I believe. You know. So, Sarge. Okay. We got one representative there. She said she recommended we call the White House comment line. Well, we said we would, so let's take her advice, and I'm going to try it. Why not? Okay, what the heck? Why not? We'll give it a shot, man, and we'll see what happens. You never know. You might get somebody of a little bit of common sense. I doubt it, but we'll give it a shot. All right, here. Let's see. It was 202. All right. Are we allowed to call the White House? I think we are, right? We're allowed to call them, aren't we? It's a comment line, right?
For now.
Yeah, it's a comment line. Yeah, for now.
I don't know how long it's going to be standing up, though. It may be a little while. You know, they may decide that you raise up any questions that are contrary to anything anybody wants to believe.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe even misogynistic or something. Maybe be careful.
You never know now. Wait a second here. You know what? I just sat back and thought about this for a second, Sarge. I forgot for a second. This is freaking America, man. I'm supposed to be free. You know, I mean, I can't call somebody. You know, what the hell am I thinking, man? Hang on, let's give him a call. Here we go. Put him on the line.
Thank you for calling the White House comment line. The office is currently closed. Your comment is important to the president. Please call back between the hours of 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
All right, we missed him. All right.
Sounds to me like it's something that they would just, y'all think you'd have any interaction with any live human being on the line. They probably just and record it. Because they probably get millions of calls. I mean, thousands of calls a day.
Well, no, I've gotten people on the line before. You know, it's just that it's after hours right now. You know, that's why.
On the White House?
What's that?
On the White House?
Oh, yeah. I've gotten people on the information line. Yeah, live people. Yeah. Got them many times.
And they responded. And they responded to your questions.
I spoke to them. No, I mean, they didn't give me the response that I wanted, but you know, but I spoke to a human being. You know, so I've spoken to people at the White House many times. Yes, of course. And you just got to catch them at the right time, like you said. You know. So anyway, okay. Wow, I'm still kind of reeling over that last conversation we had. It's just, you know, it just gets me so heated, man. You know, man. Oh, anyway. Anybody else out there? Well, I know we have a few people on the line here. I lost a couple callers when Cat came on the line. They just hung up. They didn't want to hear that crap. Let's see. Guys, press 1, man. If one's not working, send me a message. I'll hook you on. I tried connecting somebody else when Cat was on, and they hung up. So, I lost a bunch of my callers there with that nonsense. So she succeeded doing what she's doing. Anyway, okay. Now, let's get back to this. I got some other numbers here I can call. I lost my phone list here. Give me a second here. But, Sarge, it's that case, though. I remember you and I got into a little heated discussion the other night. I talked about disagreements. You and I get into a lot of disagreements sometimes, which, I'm just trying to get the best out of you. That's what I'm doing. As a citizen, who can bring these claims forward? How do we bring these claims forward? Right now, how do I pursue this? If I'm a citizen and I want to make a complaint about this, how do I pursue it?
They're going to tell you right now you don't have standing to challenge this natural-born citizen thing. You got to find somebody that does have standing and they're going to have to bring the case up probably in a federal court.
Well, why would they have standing other than me? How do you have standing? What would make me have standing?
You have to have some kind of skin in the game. Like, if you were on the same ballot with somebody who wasn't a natural-born citizen, particularly if they won, this is what Keyes was trying to bring up when he ran against he ran against him in the Senate, so that wasn't really an issue. But there was somebody else who ran against him as president. I can't think who it was. It wasn't the Republican who came, because he would never bring that issue up. But there was another lower party who tried to bring the issue up, saying that the presence of Obama on the ballot affected his ability to become president because he took away votes that he otherwise might have gotten. Now, the court didn't even want to hear his case, even though clearly he should have had standing to make the challenge. So if they're going to say somebody who was on the ballot in a state doesn't have standing, it's not likely they're going to say that you as a citizen does.
Oh, man. Well, I disagree with you there. If I'm a citizen, I should have more standing than anyone to bring this pursuit.
I agree with you, but the Supreme Court doesn't.
You know, I know you agree with me, but
the Supreme Court doesn't think so.
Here, you know.
And they make the rules when it comes to hearing the case.
Yeah. No, I know. Well, anyway, real quick here, for everyone that's listening, you know, we got Sally's show in our station coming up here. I believe it's 8:30. Yep. And let's see here. Okay, yeah, I'm guessing make something less now. Yeah, I know, I got that. Yeah, man. I mean, it's just I didn't get a chance to accomplish what I was set out to do here today, but it was a good warm up because I want to do this more often. Actually, I think tomorrow night I'm gonna schedule my show for a little bit earlier again, and I'm gonna put the word out where people can actually show up and be here on time. You know, man. Or should I go an hour earlier, Sarge? What do you think?
Nah, most people work.
4:30.
You kind of pushing the envelope right now.
Am I?
5 o'clock.
Really?
People are just starting to get off work. At least on the Eastern Seaboard.
I know.
And out west is even earlier than that. They're still at work.
I know. Geez, how do you get any daytime listeners then? Good for God's sake. Man.
Got me.
Well, they got shows on during the day, you know. I mean, they do have shows on, and they got quite a following, some of them. Hey, by the way, I was looking up the Judge Joe Brown show, man. I can't find him nowhere.
Well, he's on several platforms these days, and you got to remember, BTR has been kind of inconsistent. So the lady has been running it. She hasn't been able to upload shows.
Who?
She hadn't been able to upload shows.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
She might be back on the beam on Friday, though.
Well, we got Sally coming on here in about 30 minutes, or 25 minutes. We got Sally coming on, America Statesman. So we got her coming on. You gonna be on there?
Yeah, I'm going to look her up.
Okay, good. All right, just making sure because we're running out of time here. I didn't program the show, but I think I got another 25 minutes actually. And they've been cutting me off 15 minutes early, Blog Talk Radio. Remember, we got cut off last time. I don't know what's going on what's up with this. I don't think I'm on the package where I get I know I'm on the premium package, but I don't think I'm getting the 3-hour shows anymore. I think I'm getting I think they cut me back because of my being a bad boy, you know. So anyway, okay. I know Cave didn't even join us tonight, man. What's up with that?
Oh my God!
Huh?
Say again now.
Who's that?
Nobody. Now, what did you say a minute ago?
I said Cave didn't even join us tonight.
Yeah, he probably doesn't know about the new time. Did you tell him?
Yeah, I got nobody. I got 3 private numbers on my screen right now. That's all I got. That's all I got. I got 3 private numbers. I had a 212. No, I mean not 212. 20 area code 203 area code. That's Connecticut, obviously. Well, my Connecticut fans were listening. I got several of those, but they don't talk. I wonder. There's no military base up there unless they're calling from the Groton. Unless they're calling from. They could be calling from Pratt and Whitney up there. I got a couple people that listen from Pratt and Whitney. You know who Pratt and Whitney is, right? You ever hear of Pratt and Whitney?
Now, Pratt & Whitney is the engine manufacturer, aircraft engine manufacturer.
Yeah. They put me on in the break room up there sometimes. So when I'm up there, they're like a second shift or third shift or whatever, whatever I'm on.
I didn't know they were still in business. They're still in business. Yeah,
I guess they are. That's what I get messages from them. Unless it's from Pratt & Whitney or Ulbricht Steel. They got a couple companies up there that listen to me. Oh yeah, man. I got truckers that they download my show and they listen when they're out on the road listening. Oh yeah, they've called in live, a couple of them, and said, yeah, we listen to you when we're out driving. So talk about me. So that's that's cool. They just can't call in because they're not allowed to. When they're at work. So that's good to know. You got people listening out down the road. Driving across the country. Yeah, that's Joe Gibson. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's pretty cool. So they like you. I could show you emails where people email me. Oh, I like that guy Sarge. So I don't know what Cat's talking about. Most of my people that listen to my show like you.
Well, look, I gotta admit, I'm probably not everybody's cup of tea, but I think more people than not would rather hear me than not. I'm willing to see there's probably a lot of people that don't like me, and that's fine because I don't hide my light under a bushel. And I believe what I believe. And, you get a lot of people mad when you don't agree with them.
No. Don't put yourself down, Sarge. Trust me, many people have told me over the years they enjoy having you on my program. So don't ever go there. Trust me.
Well, I'm glad they do, and I appreciate the fact that they do. And I tend to keep going on. But I'm saying I readily understand that a lot of people might not like me, and that's fine with me. In fact, there's some people out there who I want to dislike me because if they like me, that means I must be agreeing with them about something, and I don't want to do that.
Well, don't feel
that's
bad.
Fine. I'm willing to incur them enmity. That's fine with me. It must be. It must be.
Sarge, don't feel bad.
But here's the bottom line, though, Joe. Ain't nobody got to listen to me if they don't want to. They're free to just turn me off. You
got that correct. Well, I still got company here, actually. So, anyway, but it's too late to call anybody, Sarge. So, unless anybody else wants to press 1 and chip in here real quick, you need to do it now. So, I'm going to get ready to wrap it up. I'll do some closing thoughts here. Press 1, guys. I got a couple of numbers just popped up here. Press 1 if you got something you want to add here. So, I'm going to get ready to wrap it up. I'll be on tomorrow night at 5 p.m. again. So, Sarge, closing thoughts for tonight, maybe? If you can get them out?
Well, I think there's 3 issues for the immediate future that bug me a whole hell of a lot. Number 1 is this election. Is it going to be free and fair? Is it going to have integrity? Number 2, this censorship state that's censoring everything we want to say, and it's causing us to self-center because we're so apprehensive about what they're going to do to us if we say something that they don't approve. And number 3, this whole business with Kamala Harris, who's probably got to be these Democrats seem to keep coming up with worse and worse presidential candidates for the future of the country, for the Constitution, and for the best American traditions of the United States. They keep getting worse, and Kamala Harris is the absolute nadir. I thought Joe Biden was bad, and now they come along with somebody worse than him.
Yeah, man. Good stuff there. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Sarge, I always appreciate you calling in, as always. And tomorrow night, hopefully, you'll join me 5 p.m. I'll try to make sure I can line up a couple other people that said they were going to be here and did not show up. I'm a little pissed off at that. Maybe they think I'm going to be on a 7 again. I don't know.
Yeah, they might have got it mixed up. It's a new thing. Is this your first show at this time slot for a while?
Yeah, it is. So
that might explain it.
So, yeah. But that's okay. But, Sarge, as always, thank you very much. Hopefully I'll talk to you on American Statesman coming up here in about 15 minutes. Everybody else that did join in that were just listening, that's okay, too. I appreciate it, man. Tomorrow night we will call our representatives. I got a whole list here we got to call. I got a whole list. So we're going to do this, man. I just got to say once again, thank you. God bless our republic. Keep fighting. Keep fighting, man.
God save the republic. Our fathers appealed to heaven. What did heaven do? Heaven heard. Heaven heard. Our fathers said they would treat all men equal. When they did not, heaven saw. Heaven saw. Our fathers fought each other and paid a great price. Father Abe kept the Union, but not the Republic. We forgot the republic and placed our trust in man and suffer oppression. We appealed to heaven. What did heaven do? Heaven heard.